Hey everyone, so we're on Genesis chapter 27, so I'll just start reading from there. Genesis chapter 27 verse 1. Now it came to pass when Isaac was old, his eyes were so dim that he could not see, that he called Esau his older son and said to him, My son, and he answered him, Here I am. Then he said, Behold, now I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now, therefore, please take your weapons, your quiver, and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and make me savory food such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die. Now, Isaac knows that the promise is that Jacob will get the blessing. So, if we remember correctly, back in chapter 26, there's favoritism. Isaac's favorite son is Esau. Rebekah's favorite son is Jacob. God said that the older will serve the younger. But here Isaac is thinking he's about to die and he's going to take care of business. He's going to do, this is not what God said, but he's going to do what he thinks is right. So he's telling his son Esau, the older, to go out and do all this and then come back. Well, now we're on verse 5 and we're going to see that there's an eavesdropper in the house. Okay. Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac spoke to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt game and to bring it to his dad. So Rebekah spoke to Jacob her son, saying, Indeed, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, Bring me game and make savory food for me, that I may eat it and bless you in the presence of the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to what I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me from there 2 choice kids of the goats, and I will make savory food from them for your father, such as he loves. Then you shall take it to your father, that he may eat it, and that he may bless you before his death. So Rebekah was eavesdropping on Abraham and Esau's conversation. So Isaac is trying to go against what God said by blessing Jacob. Rebekah's taking it in her own hands to make God's promise come to pass. So neither one is doing what God is saying. You know, have faith, trust God, let God be the one who makes this fulfill. When we take matters in our own hands and the promises that God has said to us, we can really make things worse. We can sure mess things up. God always gets his way. Be sure of that fact. But when we take it in our own hands and try to do it our own way, it always leads to disaster. So anyway, and we're going to find that out in in Isaac and Rebekah's life. We're going to see that since they took all of this in their own hands, God's will does come to pass, but at a cost that's really hard. And that's how it is in our life. When we take matters in our own hands and try to get God's will going, help God along, it comes to pass, but at what cost? And Jacob, we're on verse 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Look, Esau, my brother is a hairy man, and I am smooth-skinned man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be a deceiver to him, and I shall bring a curse on myself and not a blessing. So Jacob's not worried about being a deceiver. He's worried about seeming to be a deceiver. He is a deceiver, but he doesn't want to be caught. He doesn't want to have that reputation as a deceiver. He is a deceiver. That is what he is, but he doesn't want people to know that. He doesn't want to get caught. But his mother said to him, Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go and get them for me. And he went and got them and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the choice clothes of her elder son, Esau, which is smelly clothes. It smelled like Esau, okay, which were in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Then she gave him the savory food and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. So Rebekah has made all this food and has put Esau's clothes on Jacob, And so Jacob's going along with this. He's a deceiver. His mom's a deceiver, an eavesdropper. His dad loves Esau more, so he's trying to get his will over God. So this is all leading up to a disaster, a very dysfunctional family. And but anyway, so he went to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done just as you told me. Please arise, sit and eat my game, that your soul may bless me." But Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" And he said, "Because the Lord your God brought it to me." So Isaac is already suspicious. But, he doesn't stop and listen to that still small voice. He just, okay, he's suspicious of all this. Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near me that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not." So he's questioning. So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. So he did not listen to the Holy Spirit. He didn't listen to that still small voice in his heart, in his soul, in his gut, that gut feeling. Then he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He's still questioning. He said, "I am." He said, "Bring it near me to me, and I will eat of my son's game, so that my soul may bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near now and kiss me, my son." And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his clothing and blessed him and said. So Isaac has still questions about this really being Esau. And so now he's going to do another test. He's going to smell him and see if this really is Esau. So he's really not sure. "Surely the smell of my son is like the smell of a field, which the Lord has blessed. Therefore may God give you of the dew of heaven, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be those who bless you." Now it happened. Okay, so now Isaac has given Jacob the blessing, okay? While Esau's out trying to get the game and cook it, bring it to his father, and that takes a while. And so now, as soon as Jacob gets blessed, here comes Esau. Verse 30. Now it happened, as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. He also had made savory food and brought it to his father, and said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that your soul may bless me." And his father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" So he said, "I am your son, your firstborn Esau." Then Isaac trembled exceedingly. And he said, Where is the one who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate of it before you came, and I have blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed." When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me also, O my father." So Isaac trembled exceedingly. He was like, oh my gosh, he should have listened to that still small voice. And he knew God's promise. He knew what God said when they were being born, that the younger shall rule the older. The older shall serve the younger. But Isaac was trying to not to defy God, really. So, and Esau, he cried exceedingly great because of the money, the power, the prestige he had lost. Not because God's will be done, but because of the money and the power, the status in life that he just lost. But he said, "Your brother came with deceit and has taken away your blessing." And Esau said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing." And he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" So Jacob did not take away Esau's birthright. Esau freely gave that up. It meant nothing to him. He doesn't care about that. He thinks about his stomach, his well-being before anything else. And now he's thinking about his blessing because he wants the worldly things of it. Yeah. Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, "Indeed, I have made him your master and all his brethren. I have given him servants with grain and wine, and I have sustained him. What shall I now do for you, my son?" And Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept because he had missed out on the inheritance. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, "Behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you become restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck." So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing which his father had blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." So he got a blessing, all right, but not the blessing he thought he was going to get. And now Esau hates Jacob so much that he's plotting to kill him after Isaac dies. Now Isaac thinks he's on his deathbed, that he's about to die. He doesn't die for years later, like 30, 35, whatever years, 38, something like that, a long time. So let's go ahead and read verse 42. And the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, "Here they are, still plotting. Surely your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you by intending to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him a few days until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved also of you both in one day?" And Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, like these who are the daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me?" So she's still plotting. So now Esau thinks his dad is about to die. He'll mourn him for about 30 days, and then he's going to kill his brother Jacob. Rebekah hears of this, plots to get Jacob out of there for a few days. But because of all of this plotting, all of this deceit, all of this dysfunction, Rebekah, once Jacob leaves, will never see her favorite son again, ever. Not in this lifetime. So Rebekah plots to go to Isaac and ask him to send Jacob away because Esau married the two girls from Canaan, the Canaanites, who were a thorn in their side. And so Rebekah says, send Jacob away so he can marry somebody from our family instead of these heathen people. So now she's plotting to get Jacob taken care of for only a few days, she thinks, which turns out to be years more than she has on this earth. So when we plot against God and try to make his promises come true the way we think they need to come true, they do come true. But because of our plots and stuff, we have caused so much grief and anguish in our own lives and others' lives because it affects not only us, but a lot. Whereas if we just put our trust in God and let his words come to pass the way he wants them to come to pass, it will be better off for us. So stay tuned for chapter 28, and I think that's what we're on. What chapter are we on? We're on 27 right now, so next one will be 28. So I'll see you then. Love you. Have a good day. God bless you.